I glued all the holes of where my arms and my head are supposed to go.
Alexasunshine 83, it's always sunny here.
Hey Sunshiners, Alexasunshine 83 here. Hello, hello, happy sunny day. What is up? Today's video, we are going to do a no-sew thrift flip because I have some items in my closet that need some revamping. I wanted to inspire you all to maybe look into your closet. If there are things that you haven't worn in a really long time that need to add some like pizzazz, then that's what this video is for. And also, they are no-sew because gosh darn, don't really want to take out my sewing machine right now. And also sometimes a sewing machine can be like super intimidating. So these ones are gonna be some easy no-sew thrift flips that I feel like everyone can do. Honestly, I'm very bad at DIYs, thrift flips, anything crafty, which is why then I think I'm a perfect person to do these types of videos, because if I can kind of do it, then you definitely can. And let's get into the thrift flips. So we are going to take this dress and basically just make it into a crop top. It shrunk, so the top layer, which is kind of like a linen fabric, is actually shorter than the bottom layer, and I don't know how that happened. Well, I do know how that happened. And so, you know what? I decided to scrap the bottom. Let's just turn it into a crop top. So I'm going to put it on inside out, and I have to be careful of the buttons. I do have liquid stitch. Of course, like if I actually sewed it, it would be a lot better, but that's not what we're doing today. I would say probably right above this button here. It would be like this. Obviously I have it inside out right now, so it looks a little bit wonky, but I am just going to then draw a line of where I want it to be so I know. That way it's right above it and I'll have enough room so it'll come right on my waist. All right, so once I figured out where I wanted to crop the top, I did make a line to hopefully potentially do it straight. Of course, use some sort of ruler or something to verify that you're cutting it straight. I just drew a line, looked kind of straight, and then went from there. I got rid of the excess fabric, and then I am using liquid stitch. Now, liquid stitch or fabric tape and all that jazz, I know sometimes it doesn't hold up perfectly, but in this case, I just wanted to show a quick way that you could crop something without having to pull out your sewing machine. And my only issue with this one is I forgot that it is a double layer. So when I cut it, and then trying to fold it over to create basically a hem, because I didn't want to raw hem and have it like become undone, I had to liquid stitch the first layer and then liquid stitch the second layer, and I just kind of eyeballed with how much I needed to fold to make it all straight. And honestly, like, I have to give myself a pat on the back because it actually turned out a lot straighter than I thought it was going to. And I would say drying time kind of depends. In this case, I just waited 24 hours because that's when everything ended up being dried. This is what it ended up turning out. And honestly, like, again, pat on my back because I think it turned out way better than how I thought it was going to. And I always see those thrift flips of people taking dresses, making them into a crop top. And again, there's just something about taking out my sewing machine that makes me so nervous. And so this was easy. It was simple. Anyone could do it. Similar to the one that we just did. But instead of saying goodbye to the bottom, we are actually going to make it into a bottom. So I have this checkered dress. I mean, it's great. It's just, it kind of looks like a potato sack. I may take the top part and glue some like lace on it to just kind of add something to it, because I think if they were just like the same, it would just look a little bit boring. So we'll see when we get there. I'm going to put it on to know kind of where I want to end up cutting. Again, we're just cutting it where the line is. The great thing about doing thrift flips with gingham is it makes it so much easier to, number one, cut in a straight line, just do, you know, measurement type stuff in a straight line. Of course, different from last time, we are going to keep the bottom piece, but we're first going to start out with the top piece. I basically tried it on to get an idea of what it would look like and how much I would want to hem it. So I'm just going to be liquid stitching the front and the back and just let it dry for about 30 minutes because we're going to be doing more to it. But same thing with the bottom skirt. It looks a little bit like wonky because I'm going to be putting some elastic in it, but for right now I wanted to create a hem for where I'm actually going to put the elastic. Just make sure that there is enough room for where the elastic can actually go through, so you want it to be thick enough. And in this case, I had a lot of fabric to work with, so I didn't have to worry about it like being too short. Now, while the skirt was drying, I now switched it over to the top, and I decided to add a lace detail. I feel like it just depends on your personal preference. It is a little bit cutesy, but I think it does add something different just because I already kind of did like a crop top. So wanted to, you know, keep this a little spicy. So I just have this lace that I'm going to be gluing. Of course, it is netting. So like liquid stitch and netting, you know, they aren't great combinations, so it's gonna get real messy. But I just used like the back of a paintbrush to push it down, because if I use my fingers, there's a lot of holes, so it would get on my finger. I'm just gluing it on the inside hem. And moving back to the skirt, now that it is nice and glued, I'm gonna be taking some elastic. I want to obviously measure my waist to see the tightness I kind of want the skirt to be. But I was just taking the elastic and putting it in between the hem, so I left a kind of like little hole to be able to include the elastic in. Just a little tip, I did not mention that. Oh gosh darn. Hopefully you are watching the entire video before trying any of these. Make sure that you leave a little hole to make the elastic go through. And once it's in there, you'll tie it, and then that's your new and improved skirt that should hopefully fit your waist. I would much rather have used a thicker elastic. I don't know what happened. I literally have so much elastic, and I had in the back of my mind of keeping it all to be able to use in this video, and I cannot find it. But once both the top and the bottom are done, you can wear them as a set, a two-piece. I really like the little lace because I think without it, it would just look like the dress again, whereas now it just has something different, and then you can wear it on its own. You can wear the skirt on its own, or you can wear the top on its own. So for this next one, I have these white pants. They are, I don't remember where they honestly are originally from. They are quite thin, so I don't know how well this one actually is going to turn out, because I'm going to take the white pants and turn them into cow print pants. I love cow print. I mean, do you see that? Now I do technically own some cow print pants that I got from Lisa Says Got, and I love them, and honestly they were like a gateway into cow print, and you know, I've just never been the same. But they are not high-waisted. Well, at least on me, like the sizing is really off, and then number two, they're too cropped on me. Like, I don't know, I don't want to show that much ankle, so I felt like these would be perfect. They're a little bit more like wide leg jeans. Like I said, they are a little bit thin, so putting black paint on them, like, don't know how that's gonna go, but it seems like it would be easy to just like paint on some cow print pattern. I have some black paint. I have some different types of paintbrushes because I don't know which one I will need. I'm basically going to do the front part and then wait 4 hours, because that's how long it tells me to wait, and then do the back part, and that will be it. I decided to start my cow print pattern with a Sharpie. I ended up coloring in-ish the ends of it, kind of like an outline. That way it would make it easier for when I end up painting the pattern. I will say, if you are going to paint on jeans or like paint anything on anything, honestly just do cow print, because it's basically just a bunch of black blobs, and like there's no rhyme or reason. It doesn't have to be straight. The like crazier and random or more random that they are is like better. So definitely highly recommend, out of everything that I show in this video, do this thrift flip. I am telling you, if you have some white pants in your closet or you've thrifted some white pants recently, I'm obsessed with this. I will have everything that I use in this video linked down below, but it's just your typical black fabric paint. I used an eyeshadow brush just because it was easier, and you just paint a bunch of black blobs. And then this one, it takes about 4 hours for it to dry. So after 4 hours, I did the back, and this is what it ended up looking like, and I freaking love it. I was like freaking out when I was filming the like try on portion after, because I'm so obsessed with them. I really liked these jeans, but because they were white, I just noticed I really wasn't wearing them, so this was an amazing thing to do with them. I do have to say, the back pockets, I wish I would have outlined them in black, just because there's just this random black blob like on my butt, and I don't know how I feel about that, but overall I'm very happy with this thrift flip. So this next one I technically already did. I even filmed it, and I realized after it was dry that I glued all the holes of where my arms and my head are supposed to go. So we're doing it again, which I am going to be making a one shoulder top. A massive shout out to Fashion Wizardy. She made a video on how to do a no-sew one shoulder top, and my mind was just blown away, so definitely recommend checking out her channel. Since I messed up 2 t-shirts, the only shirt I actually have to be able to do this is this sleeveless lawn t-shirt. I actually really like this thing and I don't really want to cut it up, but it's for the videos. I feel like a lot of us may have t-shirts lying around that just don't get that much wear, so I think transforming them into something else. So let's get to cutting. There is a little hole in this thrift flip in that you need a one shoulder top to be able to do it. I mean, you definitely could just print out a one shoulder top or just like gauge the measurements yourself by cutting it yourself, but in this case I just outlined a one shoulder top and cut it. I did crop it a little bit because I didn't want it to be as long as the one shoulder top that I have. Autumn was like really interested in it and I was like trying to get her away because I was like, no, stay away, I don't want to like cut you. But anyway, I ended up cutting it out. The only thing I will have to say is cut more than you think. The original one shoulder top that I had is a little bit stretchy, and so I cut it basically the exact same measurements, and because you are going to be hemming it and like gluing and stuff, it's going to make it smaller. You are going to basically have it inside out, so you have your two different pieces, the front and the back of the one shoulder top, and you're going to have them inside out because you are going to be placing them on top of each other and then gluing the ends. But of course, make sure you leave open the hole for your neck and then your other arm. Like I said, I made that mistake. Once you glue the two pieces, you don't have to do this. I personally want to do it just to kind of clean it up. I'm going to be hemming where my arm and then also my neck is going to go, just so it looks a little bit cleaner. You totally don't have to, but I'm just folding it over, putting some liquid stitch, and that's basically it. This is how it turned out. You can definitely see it's a little bit tight, so future reference, make it bigger than what you think. I would have preferred it to be a little bit looser, but after ruining two other shirts, this was my last attempt and it does work. It's a nice, just easy, simple, minimal top, but a little bit more interesting because it has a one shoulder. And again, if you have a t-shirt in your closet, which you most likely do, that you don't get a lot of wear out of, make it into a one shoulder top. Now with a thrift flip without fabric glue, this is for any jeans or any like shorts, denim, you know, all of that jazz that may not fit you anymore. Maybe it's like one size too big. Maybe you bought it from Depop, you checked your measurement, but yet when it came, it doesn't fit you, or you may have lost weight. Thrifting like a good pair of jeans is difficult, and so when you find them, obviously you want to keep them forever, but in the event that they don't fit you anymore, I think this thrift flip will be perfect. And I ended up getting these like buttons. I don't even know. It's like you are creating a like new button on the jean. I'll show you in a sec. This is what it looks like. It has a little pin, and basically you're gonna be just like pinning it in there. So we're gonna try this out. This one is easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You are just going to take that button and first figure out where you want the new button to be, how tight you need the jeans to be. I do have to say these jeans are mid-rise. Didn't realize that. I was like, no, like they'll be able to be high-rise. It'll be fine. They definitely fit me better now doing the second button. So I just figured out where I would want to put the button. I poked it through and then boom, that's it. I know. One thing is make sure the jeans then aren't too tight. You want to go for a very just like easy standard fit. If they're too tight, then this would hurt because the end of it is a little bit long, but this is what it ended up looking like. So much better, and now I can wear them without having to worry about my pants falling down. I did decide, however, to do it again to just give you a better view. I just used it on these shorts that I absolutely love that are high-waisted, and they really aren't like too big. They're just like half a size too big, and so if I really want a good fit, I do have to wear a belt with it. So I just added one of the little buttons, and honestly, perfect fit now. Absolutely perfect. And the great part is if I do fluctuate in weight, or if I want just, you know, a different style, I can take out the button. It's super easy. It doesn't create a big hole or anything. So if you're somebody that does like fluctuate with weight, this is a really great option. Thank you guys so much for watching and going through this journey of thrift flipping. Let me know in the comments down below which one was your favorite. And also if you guys would like to continue to see my face again with some more thrift flips, so make sure to subscribe right down below and hit the little bell to be notified every time I make a new video. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram at alexasunshine83 to keep updated with me during the week. I will see you guys in my next video. I hope you have a super sunny day. Enjoy life, be happy, and I'll have lots. Bye!